Hey guys, welcome back to Media Champions, brought to you by Daily Ad Brief. I am your host, David Benfield, and joining me today, I've got Steve Gumm. He's all the way out in Aurora, Illinois, and he's with Gummio. So, Steve, how you doing, man?
Good. What's happening? What's happening? Not as good as your dog. Apparently, that's kind of where I wish I was right now. You know, just chilling. But yeah, everything's good, man. All the important things are intact, so no complaints.
Yeah, we broke the first rule of television. We're talking about stuff we talked about off cam. Off cam we were talking about my dog. He's enormous. He was like he's sleeping upside down right now on the couch outside, and he's like he looks like the Predator. It's amazing. He's enormous. His name is Victor J. Bubba Chunks. But I digress. We're here to talk about Gummio. So Steve, take it away, man. Tell us about your company.
So we do B2B marketing, man. I mean, it's really as simple as that, and we get as creative as possible. You know, for me, it's always been about personalization. You know what I mean? Like, life is very short. So even in business, I try to keep it as, I guess, interesting, you know, entertaining and meaningful as possible. And I think for us anyway, in the world of B2B, you know, if you're out there trying to get new business, acquire new business, the question of the day is really how do you stand out and cut through the noise, you know? And so for us at Gummio, we're very good from really a messaging standpoint and a tactical standpoint, just helping marketing and sales teams really kind of come together. So there's some, you know, real assets behind a sales team, some real kind of leadership positioning of an organization. And the only way to do that is to make it interesting and fun. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what we've been doing for the last, 6 years here. And before that, I had a promotional agency. Yeah, it's been a hell of a ride, man.
Yeah, let's talk about that ride. So how did Gummio come about, man? How did you start this company? What was your like aha moment? What were you doing at your previous job, or sitting at your desk thinking like, what the hell's going on? Like, where did it come about?
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of is the way, you know, the path led me. You know what I mean? Like, I started off, I had a promotional agency, very young, right out of college. We did very, very well. And then I went into real estate, right? Big ego. And I'm probably older than you guys, you know, so this was back in '08. I was knee deep in real estate. And, you know, long story short, I mean, we can trade war stories sometime, but it didn't go well. And it got really, really bad. I mean, I was on a lot of paper. We were building like these developments, which is hilarious to think of now, how kind of naive I was. But so we got jammed up, and I had to sell that business, which still did not get me out of the hole, which is insane to think about. And then I went into consulting, and, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, anybody out there, when you're kind of lost or you're not sure what to do, the best thing to do is just take a lot of action. And so that's kind of what I did. I started doing consulting work, and it just kind of morphed into, you know, what is now Gummio. You know, through the consulting, you get a firsthand look of what's going on behind the curtain of most organizations. And, you know, for me, being a creative, it was pretty easy to identify, you know, some solutions or some workarounds. And that kind of became the foundational piece of our business as a whole. And, you know, now we do a lot of training, online courses, individual clients. But the cool thing is we're very selective with who we work with, because, again, you know, I guess once you've gone through a mess and you've dealt with enough stress in your life, you kind of realize what's important. And so for me, the work has to be, you know, enjoyable, and I have to really want to get behind it. And so I'm very in a fortunate position where, you know, that's what we do. We work with, you know, really cool companies doing a lot of fun stuff that's hopefully making an impact on everybody.
You know, let's circle back a little bit. You were talking about, keeping it meaningful, right? So, just elaborate on that. How do you keep it and what do you mean by keeping it meaningful? And how do you achieve that?
So again, it may be a little different. I don't know the exact demo of your audience, right? If you're in a B2C space, it's a little bit, it's a lot bit different, right? Because the numbers usually broaden, and there's some trickery, may not be the right word, but I wouldn't call it as authentic, right? I mean, you might feel like a company like Amazon knows you and is giving you a remarkable bit of attention, but it's different than, you know, building a connection in a B2B space where typically the sales numbers are much bigger. So when I think of, you know, building those connections and relationships, et cetera, it's just like this, you know, just like what we're doing now, right? I mean, you or I could have sent emails and fluff back and forth forever. And, in this brief couple of minutes that we're able to kind of talk as human beings, kind of those barriers break down. And so the goal of really purpose-driven marketing is to do that and spark valuable conversations that lead somewhere. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people get caught up in trying to make things easier, right? Where a lot of ad campaigns, PPC, et cetera, which I'm a proponent of, right? But if you really want to kind of build that leadership positioning and grow an organization, you've got to know your customer, and they have to know that you have their back, and you care. And in the B2B space, if you can do that, man, does it make a big difference.
Excellent. Yeah, that's fantastic, man. That's very cool. Well, Steve, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with us today, man. That was fantastic.
Yeah, guys, I appreciate it so much, man. Have a wonderful day, and we'll be in touch.
You got it, man. All right. Well, that's going to do it for Media Champions. If you'd like to learn more over there at with Steve Gumm and Gummio, you can head to dailyadbrief.com. There you're going to find all sorts of useful information. That's going to do it for us today. I am David Binfield, and I will see you on the next edition of Media Champions.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.